Hello everyone, welcome to your Whiteboard Wednesday quantum teaching on parallel realities. Every week on Wednesdays, I post here on Instagram through School of the Ascending and on YouTube at Door to Value these quantum teaching videos, esoteric knowledge meant to help you bridge the gap between 3D and 5D. Basically for you to connect some of these more logical aspects of life with the highly spiritual, scientific, and esoteric concepts. And so I am only providing a channeled breakdown. I am a psychic medium if you're new here, and so these teachings I am channeling as I'm teaching them through, and so it's a lot more of an imagery based teaching, but it is up to you on this journey of self-mastery or self-discovery, wherever you're at, to actually do that research as well, because if something is of interest to you, a specific topic that I discussed, I'm only just brushing on the surface of what I'm meant to teach, and then it is up to you to take the action and the accountability in your journey to explore if it resonates with you and if you're interested. Okay, so I like to say that in every video because sometimes we have new people that watches the video, other times it just helps to keep everything organized and to the point of what we're doing here, right? The intention around these teachings. And so my guides were explaining to me about parallel realities as sort of like a grid-like system. And so in previous videos, I've always talked about how creation is interesting because we take sort of the 5D and above, so from the fifth dimension and up, dimensional energies of creation, and we bridge it with 3D, which is living in this human experience. So we take the soul, which is of a higher dimension, and we basically allow that soul to have these channels, is what I'm hearing, to be able to move through different forms of reality, different states of matter of reality, okay? States of reality, I should say. And so I'm getting brought into the example of incarnation. We are this infinite source that is featureless, genderless, but is a source of light for many who are living this human experience, regardless of who people are at this point in time. The start is the source of light, and that soul is genderless, featureless. It's a being that has its wisdom and collection of experience as a fractal of a soul, as a fractal of source, as a soul, but it only develops the characteristics and the lessons and the aspects of its journey to continue to evolve once we incarnate. So we go through these different channels, and part of those channels is going through this aspect of creation that almost, I'm hearing channels in the sense, they're showing me this imagery, this cartoon imagery I saw as a kid, where it's like the different aspects of reality are through this like space-like imagery, and there's different sort of portals or doors for that person to go through. Some of those doors are in relation to the chronological order of time, and some of the other doors are in relation to the parallel realities. I'm hearing that some doors, some aspects of these realities are blocked because the soul has they want me to say predestined path, that free will comes in to assist with the process of evolution, of inner self-discovery, self-mastery, of learning lessons, of healing, transcending, ascending, okay? So there's certain aspects of these parallel realities that are almost forbidden, which are inaccessible. Not necessarily forbidden because it sounds forced, but they're inaccessible. And so what I'm seeing here, so I'll just show you guys actually before I draw it out. When we are getting ready to be born into our physical bodies, we go through this channel of light. It's like a doorway of light, and around it is the astral dimension that we are in, okay? So we've made our conversations with our loved ones, our future friends, our family members, planned our soul agreements, planned our, time in which we would cross paths. The time is irrelevant, really. We don't say, oh, like, I'll see you in 2027, but maybe for some people that aspect of time is there because certain things are fixed in time, but then at the same time, time is always changing, it's always fluid, and so the agreements are the base of what needs to be made. And time is sort of like we leave that to the higher powers that be, essentially, to help coordinate as we live through this experience and help coordinate the ship as we continue to live, think, thoughts are transcending, and that kind of gears the collective ship in terms of time in different ways. And so we don't need to worry about that. We just have these little agreements, we prepare, then right as we're about to get bored, we're you know, go through this channel of, it's like a doorway of light. It's a portal, if you will. And as we go through, we enter this new channel, which is the imagery of what I was trying to show you guys earlier, this sort of grid-like channel. And through this channel, it's sort of like a tunnel, if you will, but it's infinite. Basically, as we're going through, we're seeing different doors through this little matrix area. So it's almost like, and it's not even, I'm being corrected to say it's not even the matrix, because the matrix is a whole separate reality. Oh, sorry. Yes, they are correcting me. My apologies. So yeah, I just heard that. So I was incorrect. So let me try to draw this out. So the soul, the infinite soul is, I'm just going to draw like this to represent the soul. Okay, so the soul, the infinite soul, genderless, there's no association of 3D labels, if you will, to what we are before we jump into incarnate. And so we go into, you know, we're in the astral realm here, okay, and we go into this doorway of light. And as we go through, it leads into this sort of tunnel, which essentially looks like that grid sticky note that I was showing you. Okay, and this is an infinite tunnel that keeps stretching on and on and on. Okay, it's infinite. And so every soul has a unique experience as they go through, because there's different doorways, some from past lives that have been completed, so it's inaccessible to go back until you are in that 3D life, so in this incarnation, to do the historical Akashic record work. But when the soul has made the agreement to incarnate into the next life, it's been agreed, that is when they are forbidden. They might see the previous doorways of their previous past lives, right? Ancient Egypt, maybe a different ancient lifetime, Mesopotamia. They're going to see that, but it's almost like there's a veil over those doors, okay? So some of those doors, as you enter through, yes, I will explain that. So they want me, my spirit guides, Archangel Raphael is here with us, but my spirit guides want me to explain this, where, you know, the soul that's incarnating through this light is incarnating into a tunnel of energy, if you will, that is considered sort of like the matrix. So the matrix meaning stepping into the matrix of the different past lives, okay, and also parallel realities. And this aspect of creation is very much like a set program, where once we go through, we are not in the, so to speak, 3D matrix that we associate with here in terms of like Mandela effects and all these different aspects of earthly life that we experience when we're human beings now. Is not the same kind of matrix that I'm referring to here. This is sort of just like the regular general matrix of energy. It's a system, it's a motherboard is what I'm hearing. And so we are going through this system that has these different doorways showing our past lives, and with thin veils that are, we cannot go back through those, because we have made the incarnation to move forward. So past, present, and future is all happening at once, but it's essentially, okay, I have this awareness that I need to now go through to this next life. And so in order for me to do that, I have to go through this system, and this matrix system that is a tunnel of light energy showcasing the previous. It is not the Akashic record, which is something else that I will potentially get through as one of the teachings for March. This is not the same thing as the Akashic record. The Akashic record is a whole other system, which I will get into, but at a later date. But here is where we do come across our previous incarnations and our parallel realities, as well as the reality that we're about to incarnate into. And so, like the previous lives that you've lived, that you've already experienced, at some point in time, you will see parallel realities of your future or potential possibilities. But it's almost like quick images. But you are at a pace in which, as you are incarnating, you are passing at a rate in which it's almost like you're being drawn to the physical body that you're supposed to be born in, that you are supposed to. So it's almost like that 9-month period in Earth time is the seconds, the milliseconds of your travel between the source light before you entered into this matrix system of previous incarnations and other parallel reality potentials showing themselves to you right before you actually incarnate. And so that amnesia is to forget the past lives just briefly, is to forget that there's any other parallel realities, because now you are being humbled to be grounded into the now. And so parallel realities are alternative potentials, because the past, present, and future is all happening at once. So if we enter in a parallel reality, what is happening is actually Okay, so you're incarnating into your reality, the life that you are agreed to be born into, okay? The person that you are today. On your way there to that doorway, you are passing by those previous lives and the parallel realities. And that 9-month gestation period of the vessel growing in your mother's womb was the millisecond of time, as time is non-existent, of your travel from source light energy and that place in astral where you were making those agreements all the way through the matrix of your previous past lives and parallel realities to your present incarnation. So on your way there, it was a quick travel because it's almost like you're being drawn into that incarnation, because there's a particular, it's like you made the agreement, okay, that time is now, so that's when it's going through. I just looked at the clock and it says 1 2 3 4, so we're limited on time, but I wanted to create that background on this because parallel realities is a whole other concept where you can shift into a parallel reality, but you're always going to stay in the written reality for you, and your free will almost pivots you into different aspects of your parallel realities. So your parallel realities are just aspects of you throughout the universe, the multiverse, that are co-creating and playing along with the main character's decision making and plan. So it's almost like the parallel realities are representative of free will, and you get tastes of that for some of you in astral when you're asleep in the dream world. You may be experiencing your parallel realities. Those are different aspects of you that have conglomerated from previous incarnations and the person you are today. Those decisions together as a ball of energy, as you're almost like your Akashic record playing out through the parallel realities. So it's a combination of all these different things playing out through your parallel reality doorways. And so the parallel realities only really show up in bits and pieces when you choose free will. So we have free will every single day. You choose last minute not to go to the grocery store. You choose instead to take a different path home from work. And that's almost like pivoting. So you get a sense of your parallel reality. The beauty and perfection of this creation is that no matter where you go in this life, your fate, even if you make different decisions with your free will, your destiny will always be intertwined. So it's part of that matrix, that other aspect of the grid, right? It's part of that. And so it's always going to be there to help maneuver you back to your main path. So you get glimpses of the parallel realities as you make different decisions with your free will. However, you get more of that experience of parallel realities for some of you in the dream state and astral when you're asleep. And so parallel realities are only aspects of our experience, of our Akashic record, of our journey in the now and in the past and the future, but they're never ever permanent realities for you because your fate will always take precedence. I hope that made sense. This was a channel teaching, by the way. Please let me know if you want a part 2. I definitely could dive in a little bit more, and I appreciate you all. Until next time, go and grow.